Предлагаю сложить оружие, сдаться, иначе по вам будет нанесен удар. Как поняли меня? Прием.
Ну все. Или тоже надо.
На всякий случай.
Русский военный корабль, иди на...
Vladimir Putin has been embarrassed once again. On the 13th of April, 2 Ukrainian missiles hit the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet, the Moskva. Less than a day later, on the 14th, at 2 a.m, the ship sank to the bottom of the Black Sea. As of right now, we don't know how many people lost their lives yet, but it has the potential to be the most Russian lives lost in a single incident during the entire war. Now, Igor Konashenkov, he's the Russian general who's always on TV explaining how there's not even a war going on in Ukraine. He has already been out there saying that it wasn't really the Ukrainians who sunk the ship. Instead, it was a rogue fire that suddenly appeared and made the largest ship in the entire Russian Black Sea Fleet go down. The Russians also claimed that all 485 crew on board the ship were evacuated before it sank. As I said, no one knows exactly how many survived or lost their lives at this moment. However, it's extremely improbable that everyone survived this. Western intelligence have already confirmed that the Moskva went down after being hit by 2 Ukrainian missiles. We also know that after a distress signal was sent from the Moskva on the 14th, a Turkish ship arrived at 2 a.m. They managed to evacuate 54 Russian personnel from the ship. At 3 a.m, the Moskva sank to the depths of the ocean. There's a good chance that these 54 people will be the only ones to survive the incident. Now, this is not only an embarrassment of proportions. The last time the Russians lost a ship like this was back in 1905 when they lost the Russo-Japanese War. It is also a huge loss for Vlad the Mad. The Moskva was not only the Russian flagship, it also acted as both a command central for the entire Black Sea Fleet, but also as a missile launching base from which they would hit civilian targets all over Ukraine. Now, I wouldn't want to be a Russian state propagandist right now, having once again to sell a significant military loss like this to the Russian population in a war that they aren't even calling a war. With the sinking of the Moskva, the Ukrainian army is also once again showing that they are both willing and capable of hitting the Russians where it hurts. The strategically important port city of Odessa can also take a bit of a breather now. The Russians were supposed to have launched a seaborne invasion of the city in the time to come, but with the sinking of their Black Sea command center, the Ukrainians have effectively cut the head off the Russian serpent. Now, the Russians have already started shelling Kiev again, apparently retaliating for not sinking the Moskva. Make up your mind, Russia. In the eastern part of Ukraine, Mariupol has still not fallen to the Russian invaders. The situation within the city still remains catastrophic, however. Around 150,000 Ukrainian civilians are still left in the city that has no running water, food or electricity. According to President Zelensky, the Russians have also destroyed more than 95% of the buildings that stood in this city that was once the pearl of the Black Sea. As I'm recording this, I'm getting reports that the remaining Ukrainian soldiers in the city are refusing to surrender to the Russian enemy. 2,000 Ukrainian soldiers are still defending the enormous Azov-style steel plant in Mariupol. A large Russian offensive in the east is still expected. Vladimir Putin may well move to begin that invasion soon, as he needs to be able to show the Russian people a victory by the 9th of May, the Russian Victory Day. However, Vladimir Putin has already lost so many soldiers in Ukraine that he has had to take soldiers away from Russia's long border with Finland, a country that is set to join NATO together with Sweden in the coming days. A more than 13-kilometer long Russian convoy has been spotted heading towards the front line in the Donbass region. The Ukrainians, however, already have a lot of training attacking Russian convoys. Remember the 40-mile long convoy that was heading towards Kiev a few weeks back? That convoy never made it. The Ukrainians have been especially effective in using the Turkish-made Bayraktar drones to take out both Russian trucks and armor. The United States have also been supplying the Ukrainians with the so-called kamikaze drones called Switchblades, and the Russians are now quickly running out of armored trucks. In these pictures, you can see how the Russian soldiers have used wooden armor to cover their trucks. The saddest thing about this is that these wooden lugs won't do anything other than slow the trucks down even more. If a Bayraktar or a Switchblade drone happen to come by, this armor will be absolutely ineffective. The Russian army is also bogged down simply because of incompetence. They quickly run out of fuel, food and water, without the Ukrainians even having to lift a finger. Several eastern Ukrainian cities are now experiencing increased Russian shelling. Dnipro has been hit by several Russian missiles. Several civilians are reported to have lost their lives. In Mykolaiv, the Russians once again use cluster bombs targeting civilians. The cities, however, are still firmly in Ukrainian hands. To this point, the Russian army hasn't achieved any victories to show for, and because of that, they deliberately use terror against Ukrainian civilians. Vladimir Putin is getting more and more angry every day. Russia has officially warned the United States of unpredictable consequences if they keep arming Ukraine, a warning that of course fell on deaf ears. But this has raised the uncomfortable question: is Putin willing to use a tactical nuclear weapon on Ukrainian territory? The thing is, Russia sees nuclear weapons differently than we do. In the West, we look at conventional war and nuclear war as two different things. In Russia, they don't. In Russia, nuclear war is only seen as yet another escalation of a conventional war. Several pundits on Russian state media are already now urging Putin to use the nuclear option in Ukraine. Now, this may all just be fear-mongering, but it is a question we really have to ask, because even though it's improbable, it's most definitely possible. Russia has already shown that it's more than willing to commit all kinds of atrocities in Ukraine. That is why we can only expect the Russian army to become even more savage and barbaric in the future. The Russian attack in the east is imminent, but the Ukrainian army has already shown that it is ready for anything the Russians can throw at it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please go and give it a like. If you want more content from the war in Ukraine, please go and subscribe to my channel.